Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Italy, not just home for boats, great food and an incredible architecture, but also home for Stradivari, which is the most sought after violins in the entire planet. Violins that take you on an emotional journey unlike any other. Now, why are we talking about violins on a yacht channel? Well, because we have come here to the home of Stradivari to discover a boat brand that carries the same exact name and see how a Stradivari 52 is being built. And we're here to figure out if this boat will take us on an emotional journey like everything else in Italy. Come with us and let's take a look. This is music to my ears. So if you want to hear the soundtrack for the red violin played on a Stradivari, these are the speakers and this is the place where you want to do it at. Cut. So this here is the Stradivari 52 now, built by Capelli Yachts. And Capelli has been building boats actually well over 50 years. Actually, they started in the 1970s. And the Stradivari line is to set a whole new bar, a new standard in the reef boat building. Now, this doesn't look obviously anything like a reef, but I want to take you on a tour of this 52. And we're starting all the way from the aft deck actually. And starting with the power plant. This one is powered by 4 Yamaha 450 horsepower engines, 4 of them. So you have 1800 horsepower all the way in the back. What you can also do is, if you do decide, you can easily have this one powered by triple Mercury 600s. For US markets, perhaps that's the preferred choice for power. But this one, like you see, is with Watt 450s. Also, this one is going all the way to Australia. So we're kind of lucky to see it before it leaves. All the way around, you have a walking blanks. What you also have is a ladder that comes out, so it's easily come back in and out from the water. What you can do is add a Benzenzoni passerelle that goes on the side. And now you can use that as a gangway to come on and off the boat. All the way in the middle is where you have actually a large sunbed. And there are quite a few cool little tricks and features that this sunbed has. Number one is, obviously it's large. Number two is that you have pillows, and these pillows are fixed. So even when you're going full speed, by the way, this one goes over 52, well, it's actually max speed, 52 knots. So you want to make sure that these are not flying anywhere, and you can rest assured these are not going anywhere. Third cool trick to access the fenders is right here. So rather than opening the whole garage, boom, this is your quick access now to the fenders. And as you can see, everything is finished nicely inside out. This is a white boat, but if you want, you can easily order this one in any color you like, you know, all the way from pink to black and everything in between. And you can see everything is nicely Velcro strapped. All the layers inside is nicely finished. There's no raw fiberglass here or anything like that. Plus, it all sits on nice gas chocks. We fold this one back down like this, locks up, and now you can fold the cushions back. That's pretty cool. But this one, that's not all. Is you have a control here. So now what you do is you just push a button and this whole lid raises up with one touch, so you don't have to keep holding it. But what's neat is, number one, everything is nicely finished even underneath, so it's nothing feels like it's an unfinished product. Also, as a safety method, you have these manual poles that you can pull out, add it here, so you can rest assured that this is not going to accidentally slam on you. Now, forget about the fact that it's super clean and everything is neatly finished. What you have is these beautiful steps. When was the last time that you saw so nice steps leading you into the mechanical room? And while you're thinking about that, nicely stored away carbon fiber poles. So for your bow and aft bimini, this is where you would store them. Nicely easy access for everything. Access to your systems, such as your fuel tank. Everything is nicely here. Your freshwater tank access, everything here. Plus your battery access. So all the engine room, people who have wanted to see the engine room, well, we're bringing you the heat right from the beginning. Underneath this lid is your access all to the batteries. So same thing is on the other side as well. Your hot water boiler, everything is over here. The electrical system, they use Victron, so for your power management, this is perhaps one of the most reliable systems that you can find. A generator right here, plus what's cool actually is this generator is all the way pushed to the back, so to eliminate the chances of noise in the cabin. And what do I mean with that? Well, because what they have done is they also have a systems room here, which is where you have actually Seakeeper behind, plus your diesel tank. This is all sound insulated, but this space here is between the guest cabin now and the owner's cabin. So this is so far back, I highly doubt that you're gonna hear the generator while you're sleeping. So again, your chiller unit, your second chiller unit, by the way, is here as well. So you have two of them on the boat. We'll come back to that in a second. But that's how nicely it's appointed here. Plus, you have a subwoofer here. So for the American market, perhaps extra funk is needed. But this one here is ample amount of it. So easy way to manage that. Coming back out now from here, and it doesn't go unnoticed that sometimes when you need to access the engine room or the systems room, it's pitch black outside. So what they have done is they have done this LED lighting all the way underneath. So at nighttime, this is perfectly lit up. On your port side is also where you have access now to your fuel tank and your diesel tank. And on the starboard side is where you have access to the wastewater tank as well as your freshwater tank. Also, right in front of that is where you have this cap. You unscrew it and you install this Elka carbon fiber rain shower. So this mounts right over here. And now you can take a nice shower as you come out from the water. Close this back up just like this. And right at the top is where you have access to the poles, so you mount your carbon fiber poles, so this whole aft area becomes nicely shaded. Before we head forward, I also want to point out the cleats. Now, other than having a Capelli logo on the cleats, that's one thing. But what they have also done is they have this nice sliver metal edge on the side to protect the lines chafing against the teak themselves, so you won't get any splinters and ruin your nice teak. And talking about the teak, if you look now, these planks are significantly wider than you see on most boats. And this is significantly harder thing to do. Plus, it gives this very nice super yacht-like look all the way across the boat. Now, also on the starboard side is not just your waste and water tank outlets, you also have a handheld shower. So you push this button, you have a little pop that presents itself, you pull it out, and now you have a handheld wand over here. I have done mistakes over here before by pushing this and made myself wet. Not on this boat, on another boat, but so I'm not going to push this. But anyhow, so you have this shower wand, easy access here as well. And when nothing needed, it just hides away nice and flush. Also talking about flush, this stainless steel part here is made just for this boat. And you can see it adds this nice characteristic and this very nice Stradivari look, the violin Stradivari look to the boat as it passes by you. Now, as we keep walking forward, you also have pin lights all across. So these pin lights head towards the midship now, and from the midship is where they transition into an LED light, which we'll come back to in a second. All the way aft is where you have your speakers, so one on either side. So while you are lounging on the sunbed, you can rest assured you're hearing the music. And a lot of you are going to ask, well, I do need a gate to make sure my kids are not going to run to the back while I'm on the way, or the dogs are not going to fall off. So what they have done is they have integrated, usually these gates are kind of like an afterthought, that they're just slapped onto the boats. Not in this case. What they have done is they have integrated it into the railing itself. You have a button underneath, so you just pull it like a latch, and now the gate opens up. So you have this nice Capelli logo right within, looks nice on its own, but it folds in nicely, and now it becomes part of the handrail leading to the forward. How nice is that? Plus, the curve here matches the curve of the hull. I mean, they have really thought about a lot of little details. And why have they been able to do that? Well, because they have their own milling machine that helps them create their own molds. They don't buy out any of the services of creating molds or doing the hulls. They do everything in-house. You get to the center part of the boat, ample amount of headroom above your head, speakers integrated into the hardtop itself, so you can rest assured you hear all this music. Plus, integrated into the hardtop are spotlights. Talking about spotlight, if you have not subscribed to YachtWay Spotlight, you should 100% do, because we take you behind the scenes and show you the manufacturers, how they build boats. And once you're done looking at them and you want to buy them, then they're all listed on YachtWay.com, the world's most modern yacht listing platform in the entire world. No other listing platform even takes you behind the scenes to show you how these builders make boats. Talking about building boats, they also thought about building a very nice dining table for you to enjoy with your family. What you can do with it? Well, a couple of things. Number one, you can use it the way it's set up right now. Or you can pull this pin, open this up just like this. Now it opens up like a butterfly. Voila, becomes an even larger table. Underneath here is a softer material, not metal, to assure that it's not going to damage the wood itself. Also, what you can do now is, if you want, you can push a button and this table goes all the way down. So you have your, voila. So now you can adjust the table. So if you want, you can put it all the way down, put cushions on top, and this becomes a nice C-shaped lounge bed once again. Now, as we carry on now, what I do want to point out, you have these 3 sliver cutouts. Don't mind this, like I said, this boat is still in the manufacturing line, but you can see how they run the lines or the cables. So it's easy access. You just open this up. This is where your the mast is going to go now. So your flare, your navigation light is going to be standing right at the top, as well as your flag. Now, talking about these 3 slivers, you have this teak insert plus an LED lighting behind, and the light nicely lights up the whole aft area now. But if you're looking at it from forward, it's not going to blind you. It's important because while you're on the go, you don't want these lights to blind the people that you're heading towards. So very nicely thought out lighting system across the board. You have spotlights over here. So these illuminate now over to the galley area. And right below these lights is where you have your first item, which is a sink. This is nicely integrated in. Lead goes on top so you can use it as a counter space. Also, right here is where you have now your wine cooler. So if you want to put your white wine or your champagne, keep it cool. It's nicely integrated to the outside galley area. Also integrated into the hardtop is your USB and USB-A and USB-C plugs, plus a power out, this one heading to Australia. So you have Australian plug over here, but yours would obviously be to your needs, whichever country you're going to be having this boat at. Handrails absolutely everywhere, but the details carrying it on even to the handrails themselves. You have nice leather covered wrap around the handrail itself, stitching around. Again, this is not real leather, but it gives you this very nice premium look, plus gives you a nice feel as you hold on to it. Right below the handrail is where you have your fridge number 1. So if you want to keep anything, you can easily do that. Close this up, and right next to that is where you have your hidden coffee machine now. And this drawer made me excited because I'm a big coffee guy myself. So you have, again, leather strap here. You pull it open, and inside is where you have your brand new Nespresso machine. But that's not the coolest part, because a lot of boats have the cool Nespresso machine somehow integrated into it. But what I love about it is they have made the holder for the cups themselves integrated into the backflash of the drawer board as well. How cool is that? Haven't seen this done before. Close this back up. Another drawer right below, a cooktop / barbecue. But what I like about it is light controls. So if you want to turn on the spotlights or turn off, you can easily control them from everywhere in the boat. If you want to grab a cold one and you don't want to turn around, you have an additional fridge drawer right next to you. Plus, this is actually quite deep. So if you do want, you can keep your champagnes, the ones that you're not cooling there, standing up over here while they're even open. So a nice deep drawer. Underneath these cushions is where you have storage bins. So we move these. You have, again, Velcro everywhere, so it's not going to fly anywhere. So you have these Velcro strips. Yeah. And underneath is where you have your storage bin now. Open this up. Boom. And look at this. Even the lids themselves are nicely finished from underneath. So if you want to keep any of the nitty-gritty, you can easily do that. We put this back here, just like this. The water drains. So if you come now closer, these water drains, they could have just slapped it. They have the Stradivari logo integrated into the grills themselves. This is music to my ears.
Looking at yachts on YachtWay? You can now apply for financing right from the listing page. It's called Easy Fund. No middlemen, no hassle. Just fast approvals with trusted lenders. Find your perfect yacht and finance it on YachtWay.com.
Now we're heading towards the Helm station now, and what I do want to point out, you have this center corridor area, so a very nice flow from the cabin all the way flowing to the C-shaped seating area, plus LED lighting around the galley, so everything is nicely lit up, plus it complements very nicely the wide slats of the teak themselves. You have these two handrails, and these two handrails, not just are they slapped on, you have nice leather covering on them, matching the seating that you have right next to them. Now, this is now the guest seating area, so you have one seat here for the guest. Why is the radio here? I'll explain that in a second. You have also two cup holders for the guests, so they can really jug it, double dipping it with two jugs maybe. This folds down, footrest right in front of them. So comfortable place to be, plus an additional USB-A and USB-C plug right underneath. Raymarine screen in front of them, so if they want to keep track on everything that the captain is doing, they can easily do that. Now, what I do want to point out is something for the ladies. So come with me, come here. There's a mirror integrated into the columns. So ladies, whenever they put SPF on or whenever they get off to the boat or they want to make sure their hair is fine, they don't have to go to the head, because this mirror is a perfect tool for them to check themselves at all times. We have a unique opportunity to open up things that we usually wouldn't be able to open. So this here is now the back side of the Raymarine for the guest who's sitting here. So you see all the cabling that is running inside, and even how nicely they have finished these panelings in the back, which you would never be able to see as an owner. So it's nice to see that they have really thought about everything, making sure that everything looks good, even in places you normally wouldn't see. Now put this back down. We get to the Helm station. So this one is, like I said, powered by Yamaha 450 engines. You have a joystick on your left-hand side, your throttle controls on your right, your quick bow thruster, easy access, your Raymarine screens. If you want to put Garmin, or maybe you're into Simrads, you can use whatever systems you like. You have your instrument panels, panel controls here, your hard switches like your deck lights, T-top lights, etc. Plus your table. So there's redundancy, a lot of redundancy. So you have your table controls here, as hard buttons, plus you have them by the dining table itself, as well as your toy storage or your tender garage storage controls here, plus all the way in the back. Trim tabs, this is something that this boat doesn't have, and they said there's no need for trim tabs if the hull is perfectly made. Well, we are not here to test the boat out on the water, but we're going to take their word for that. So you don't have trim tabs, but what you do have is obviously you can trim your engines up and down. JL audio control unit here, plus your quick chain counter, as well as your two cup holders and your handrail. Ice maker is something that every boat would need. This one, again, bear in mind, this boat's not completed yet, but you do have an ice maker right by the helm station. So if the captain needs to cool down his drink, he does not have to take hands off from the throttle. He can keep on throttling full speed, open it up, yeah, grab a few cubes of ice, throw it in a drink, and just keep going. Huh? This is like an endurance racing that you can do. Everything is right at your hand's reach. Plus a nice footrest all the way forward as well. So if you want to maybe sit down over here, you can definitely do that. Now, why is the VHF radio all the way on the passenger side? Well, they said they wanted to keep this very clean over here. Typical Italians, they don't like to have anything unnecessary anywhere. So, but they said, whenever you need VHF, you can just step over. They said you can easily take your VHF and you can talk with the port or with anyone you want to have a conversation with. We're heading towards the bow now. Before we do, I do want to point out that there is a sliver opening. US market people tend to like the fact that the whole thing is closed up. In Europe, they like to have a little breeze that comes in. They have already said that they have built a rendering and they can do a fully enclosed version over here. So for all the Americans, you can still have it with enclosed one. Plus, you also have a windshield wiper. By the way, this whole glass is glass. It's not plexiglass, so you don't have any of the wobble in the glass itself. So very nicely laid out. All the way forward, you have some protection from the side. So you do feel safe over here. You can always grab onto the seat as you're walking. You have a nicely cocooned in lounge bed over here. Plus what I like about it is, if you look now, the whole backrest is slightly slanted, so it feels comfortable. This is the perfect height that you want to have as a pillow. Now, if you are sitting over here and you want to make sure that you're listening to favorite tunes, you don't have to lean forward. You have these speakers integrated into the couch itself. And these are no regular speakers, because if you look at the speaker grills, again, the stainless steel, you have these nice cutout slats inside, plus it also has this Stradivari logo right within. So if you want to hear the soundtrack for the red violin played on a Stradivari, these are the speakers, and this is the place where you want to do it at. Now, all the way to the forward now is where you have your anchor locker. So we open this up, just like this. Boom. On a gas jock, yeah, you have a quick winch over here for your windlass. You have your galvanized, you have a galvanized anchor chain here. 50 meters of that, we'll put them in feet, how many feet it is. Yeah. Just like this, close this back up. And you also have, of course, your cleats right here with a line protectors built in, so when you are tied up, you won't chafe off any of your paint itself. Plus, this metal plate is not just at the top, you also have it going all the way down, and once again, it has this backlit LED Stradivari logo right within as well. So 3 things I want to point out here. Number 1 is the elephant in the room. This glass, so it lets in a lot of natural light to the owner's cabin, which we'll come back to in a second. Second thing is you have these mount holes here. So if you want to put carbon fiber poles, which you saw in the toy storage in the back, and mount it on the hardtop corners themselves, then this whole bow area becomes nicely shaded as well. Third thing is these navigation lights. So you have your red and green lights on both sides. So when you're on the way at nighttime, you can make sure everyone will see you. Bonus thing is the pin lights. So these carry on over here as well. Plus a bonus on a bonus is this handrail. I like how they have kind of merged it into the hull. It cuts off on a nice angle here, and it's totally flush with the hull itself. And again, because they make their own molds and they make their own hulls in-house, that way they can make sure that all the fit and finish is always perfect. And now as we keep walking, you also have this wood slat, and underneath it is another LED strip. So lighting is something that they have really thought about. Now, if you do want to head down to the cabins below, you have a sliding door here for that. And I like the fact that this glass, it's not glass, the whole thing is plexiglass. Plus you see through it, which lets the natural light travel from outside to inside. Plus you can still see the nice chords of the violin on the wall inside, even when you are outside. So once you get downstairs now, you're greeted with the 4 violin strings as LED lights right here with, once again, Stradivari logo right at the top. You're being reminded on which boat you are, and nice skylight at the top. So again, lets in ample amount of natural light. Even though we're at the factory right now, it's quite dark over here, it still feels light due to the fact that the lighting helps with it tremendously. All the way at the top is where you have now on the port side 2 speakers, suede finish in the ceiling with LED right around, spotlights in a dead center. Right below that is an additional large window letting in an ample amount of natural light, plus you have a porthole, so if you don't want to let in fresh air, you can easily do that. Just make sure when you're on the go, you always keep it closed. And right below the counter is where you have access now to your fridge drawer. So on top of the 2 that you have outside, you also have a third one right below deck as well. So when you are sleeping on board, you don't have to run outside. Also, you don't have to run outside to manage all your electrical systems, because your breaker panel is hidden right behind this plexiglass door here. Everything is nicely labeled. I like the fact that you have these LED rings within itself, so you can see everything that is turned on and what still needs to be turned on. And if you do not want to have perhaps a galley area over here, or maybe call it a small summer kitchen, you can also have a seating area here. So remove this and put a couch here. Now it's time to check out the owner's cabin though. And before we head inside, look at the door handles. This is all leather covered. You have a chrome inserts here, and I love the shape of them. So we push this open. Before we head inside, all this panel is like a silk, super soft. So as you walk through the boat, you just kind of want to pet these things. Luckily, it's not like a Stradivari that you can only see through the glass panels. This Stradivari you can actually touch as you walk around. You step inside, you have this violin-like finish on the floors themselves, and the curvatures of the violin also carry through everywhere you walk on the boat. Right here is where the vanity desk is, and you just open it up, and if you think that it's gonna hit the hole itself, then no. They have measured out everything, they said, to a millimeter, and you can see that this clears by maybe by 4 millimeters. Yeah. You have mirror integrated in with a small drawer right below, leather strap to easily access. Also your Klima AC control unit right here with light switches and the power plug, LED light with a suede finish underneath. And I want to point out the caulkwork. The fact that they do everything in-house, they're able to control the quality all the way down to the caulking itself. Natural light, not just from the front that I showed you, this is the sliver in the front now that I mentioned, but you also have natural light that comes in from the side. So all the way at the owner's cabin, same thing, you have ample amount of headspace. This one curves down now. This is now where the sunbed is, right above this. But once you are sitting down, then obviously you have plenty of space to sit at and plenty of headroom. Nice finish, like a fabric finish all the way forward with leather headboard and LED lighting surrounding the headboard itself as well. Plus you have steps on both sides and a power outlets and light switch controls. And once again, leather-like finish around the bed frame itself as well. This mattress is made of 2 pieces. If you do want to do it 1 piece, you can do that. And what I like about it is, if you look at the mattress, the fabric looks nice enough. Maybe you just throw some decorative pillows, but otherwise it looks perfect. You don't have to make it up as a bed. You can just keep it as a day bed. Flip this open. Why it's 2 pieces? Because of this, you now have also access to a big storage unit. So ample amount of stuff that you can store underneath here. Underneath this lid here is the second chiller unit now. So like I mentioned, you have one in the aft and you have the second one right here as well. By the way, even these lids, they make in-house, huh? They have a milling machine just for these covers. And because now they can make sure that these covers are perfect. So even the latch to close the door is like curved to match the curvature of the hinge themselves. Look at this, beautiful. So you have your curved doors here for your hanging clothes. There's a little rod at the top, so if you want to hang your shirts, you can easily do that. Yeah, this is nicely curved. And you also have a deep drawer, I want to say like almost like a foot deep, so you can keep all your nitty-gritty stored over here as well. Now, what is this? Well, if you look around the boat now, there's no AC grills. And they wanted to hide it as much as possible. So what they did is, the AC grill is hidden inside this camouflage drawer, and it comes out right at the right height. And if you're thinking, well, I need another one, because this is not enough to cool down the whole room, well, you know, they agree with you. That's why underneath the makeup table, there's actually a second one. That's a cool little trick. So you have one head, dry head, for 2 cabins. But before I do want to point out the steps. So you have 3 steps. By the way, this is, again, non-skid at the top. So even when you're with wet feet, you're not going to slip. Stradivari logo here with LED backlit. So you're being reminded, a subtle reminder as you walk up. And also subtle resemblance to the violin, because you have 4 slivers here, 4 cutouts, just like you have 4 strings on the violin, resembling the same 4 strings that you have on the LED lights. Little cool details like this is what make this boat extremely special. This door leads us to the head now, but before I do go there, I want to point out that you also have a long handrail here, so wherever you walk or wherever you walk from, this is a great place to grab onto. Heading to the head now. As you step inside now, by the way, they're still assembling the boat, but you have these leather pulls, so this will work with something at some point. But talking about leather pulls, you also have a leather drawer here, leather pull for the drawer, deep drawer, sink, glass sink. By the way, this glass sink is 100% handmade here in Italy. made just for the Stradivari 52. How nice looking is that, huh? You have also power plugs here with a light switch to keep everything lit up. Nice mirror right at the front, plus a faucet control. And you also have a walk-in shower. Talking about walk-in shower, the flooring in the whole shower area is from a coriander, so it's not gonna be damaged while you're taking a shower. What you can do is you can close up this whole area so it's not gonna get wet. Yeah, you have a rain shower. Plus, what's neat about this rain shower is it's quite large, but you can also change the colors of it. So if you're into green, you can do that, or maybe you want to do red, or even maybe you want to do blue, or anything in between. You can do that. Handheld wand. Once again, you have an access to that easily. Faucet controls. By the way, this is not. They've transitioned into a waterproof caulk now. Plus a shelving unit on the starboard side as well. So shampoos, etc. What you want to store away, you can do that. And you also have a small cutout for a window that lets in natural light. So even when you're taking a shower, you can still see what's going on outside. Now we're taking a step down now. So you have really one step. You have to duck down. But once you sit down on the bed, you have space above your head. You have suede-like finish with spotlights. Once again, have you subscribed already? Anyhow, talking about subscribing, maybe you've subscribed to a lot of stuff in your life and you need to store it away, which is why you have storage units to keep everything stored at. You have small storage also underneath the mattress themselves, and what you also have is this nice finish for the mattresses. So maybe you don't want to make the beds, you just want to keep them as is, you just want to throw some decorated pillows, you can easily do that. All the way at the end is where you have a mirror-like finish for the paneling, so extending this room even more, and nicely the light is dancing around, and you see these cutouts. So these cutouts now allow the AC vents to push out cold air, making sure that the guests can stay cool while they are in the cabin. You also have these cutouts for your USB-C, USB-A chargers on both sides, so you can keep your devices charged, or your guests can keep them charged. If you feel like you may want to have a bulkhead here to separate the two areas, which is kind of like the corridor of the boat and then the guest cabin, you can put a wall here, and this becomes a totally like a second cabin. A private second cabin, that is. As always, if you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. If you want to see more videos just like that, then hit the subscribe button down below. And as always, if you're looking to buy your perfect yacht, then visit YachtWay.com. It is the most modern yacht listing platform in the entire world that makes you feel like you're shopping in 2025, not in 1995. As always, thank you for watching. We will catch you on the next one. Cheers.